Fancy wire ganjo. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing. How do you deal with a friend who's copying everything that you do? Hairstyle, the dressing, spectacles, to an extent that people confuse you for her. I can't talk much about this. I lost a friend because I bought the same couch as she did. Hey guys, welcome to my channel and thank you so much for being here. Welcome to another sit down. We haven't done a sit down in a while, and so a couple of vlogs ago, but last weekend, for me it was just last weekend, I was at home and my bestie Nogwe surprised me with the most romantic outing ever. And a lot of the comments were just like, I think from my birthday vlog, a lot of the comments have been like, oh my god, like, you know, you've got amazing friendships, you've got amazing friendships, you've got amazing friendships. I was just like, and then some of you guys in the comments like drop questions that I feel like I don't like texting. I don't like texting, and so because I don't like texting, so I don't like typing, so I prefer to talk. I prefer calls, and because I can't call you guys and I can't voice note you guys, I just was just like, how about we then just do a sit down, come with all the questions. Let's see how my hair looks if I put it down. I feel like I want to put my hair down. Okay, back. Decided to put it back in a ponytail. But yes, you guys, I prefer to talk, and that's why I don't like texting. I prefer to call. I just want to talk. I just want to talk. I don't like typing. So for me, I was just like, okay, cool. Like some of the questions you guys ask about my friendships on comment sections, I'm just like, the answer's going to be way too long for me to type, and I don't like to type. So how about we do a Q&A? And then obviously it was made more clear on my last vlog, on my home vlog last weekend with Nogwe, where she did, you know, she surprised me with the most romantic thing I've ever, you know, experienced. And there's so many questions about friendships and so many desires about friendships. So I just thought it was, okay, cool guys, let's just do a Q&A, because it seems like you've got a lot of questions and my friendships and how I handle things in my friendships. So let's do it. But before I move on, I did put up a Q&A thingy. Obviously YouTube, the questions are always so nice, so genuine, so respectful. But on Instagram, there were just like some people who were asking ridiculous questions. So I want to say that here, if you are watching this video hoping that you're getting some tea about a friendship breakup, because someone was just like, oh my god, what happened between you and Lucia? And I'm just like, you guys, you cannot be seriously asking me about me and Lucia at this point when I've addressed it so many times. And it's irritating because if I do address it again, some of you will still come here and be like, why are you still talking about it? But I'm just like, I've addressed it in more than one video. Someone is just like, are you still friends with Unati? I've also addressed that. So if you guys are here to hear the tea about who I'm friends with and who I'm not friends with anymore, that's not going to be happening. I'm not talking about anyone on this vlog. If I do talk about people, I'm talking about people that I'm friends with currently, and I'm going to mention their names. But anything outside that, I'm not bringing up people's names. So if you're here for that, you can log off right now. Trust me, I'm not going to be addressing anything negative, any friendship breakup. I've addressed as much as I can. So let's start. I obviously did YouTube community as well as Instagram, and because YouTube is my favorite platform, I'm going to start with YouTube. I'm only going to do part 1 for this vlog, so for this video. So if you ask questions on Instagram and I don't answer them, sorry, you know, I must just actually stop asking questions on Instagram, because the questions are always just so ridiculous. Anyway, okay, in no particular order, Simply Sina Vlogs, hey girl, hey. She says, how do you stay present in your different friendships even when you are busy in your season? Even when you are in your busy season, like how do you work on keeping everyone reassured of where you stand? I think that we're all adults. My friends, we all know that we're adults, and so what I do is that I try to make friendship dates once a month. Like once a month I try to see my friends, and I do have a lot of friends, so sometimes it's once every 2 months. So it's just like seeing you obviously face to face, and then obviously trying to talk to you. I don't talk to anyone every day. I think I talk to like maybe Tato, my sister, Yeah, that's about it. Actually, I don't speak to a lot of people every day. So, but then like at least once a week, I'll check in on you. There's other friends of mine who are exactly like me, don't like to text. So once a week we have like a date, we a catch up date. Ayanda introduced this thing, she calls it Waffle Wednesdays, where on Wednesdays we spend a couple of hours going back and forth. Ayanda and I can go back and forth with voice notes the whole day. So Waffle Wednesdays, one Wednesday. We haven't done it in a while, but we have that waffle. She introduced this Waffle Wednesday thing where we catch up every Wednesday on work, relationships, children, whatever it is that that you want to catch up on. So I think it's just being intentional about how often we speak and how often I see my friends. But luckily we are adults and my friends are also adults. We all know that I'm not going to speak to you every day. I'm not going to speak to you every day. I'm not going to see you every day or every week. It's just like it's unrealistic, but you know my heart and you know how I feel about you. And also like whenever I think of someone, I text them immediately. So like if you run across my mind, I'll literally send you a text immediately and be like, hey babe, you just ran across my mind, I hope you're okay. And me saying I hope you're okay, like I'm not really asking you if you're okay, I'm just letting you know that you ran across my mind. Like I think about you. If you're not okay, then you'll probably say things like, yeah, the timing of your text can't be more perfect because I'm going through the most and I need to talk. And then we get on a call. But me now, I'm not a texter. Like I just I prefer calls. I prefer calls. So now and then I will always pick up the phone and call my friends. And whenever I think about someone at that point, I make sure to reach out to them. And whenever I have time, I'll see them. Layo Laone by Chabile. Hey sweetie, how do you manage to keep no contact with a friend you thought you'd grow old together but they betrayed you along the way? This is actually quite difficult for Nala One because I'm actually going through something similar. But I think for me it's just reminding myself of what this person did. The betrayal, whatever the betrayal you and your friend did to you, just remind yourself. It's really, really hard. It's like breaking up with a boyfriend, like your boyfriend is someone like you literally speak to every day, and then you break up and then you start missing them, and then but you promised yourself, I can't. I think it's just that promising yourself what you know is good for you and sticking to that promise. And it's really, really hard, but when you're at a point where you really, really love yourself, keeping promises that you make to yourself can be quite easy. But with that being said, losing a friend that you thought that was going to be in your life for the rest of your life is really, really difficult. But always remind yourself of the betrayal. Whenever you, obviously it's natural, it's human nature to miss someone. You spend a lot of time with your friend, you spend a lot of moments with them, so obviously you're gonna miss them. And it's okay to be in your feelings and say I miss this person, but don't forget what they did to you. Betrayal is really, really difficult in friendships, and in this case I don't know what kind of betrayal we're talking about, but I am currently going through something like that where I had a friend who betrayed me a couple of times, but I just like kept trying to see their side of the story. Up until recently I was just like, nah, actually just no. So for me, then keeping in contact. And also another thing for me, my ego is quite big and my pride is quite big. So my pride will never allow me to break contact with someone who hurts me. So maybe that's also something that I need to think about. My pride is way too big. Like I'm not someone who apologizes easy or someone who acknowledges fault quite easily, even though sometimes I feel like I was at fault. It takes a lot for me to acknowledge that and say that to someone else. So because I operate on pride and ego, my pride would never allow me to ever go back to anyone who fucked me over. Karabo Nyembe says, hey Mandy, how do you deal with friendship breakup where you have mutual friends with the friend you stop being friends with? I hope you're making sense. I get you. Last question, how do you maintain friendships in this busy life? So I think this busy life goes back to what Sino asked. You're always on your phone. Like literally, guys, when you think about the amount of times you're on your phone, reach out to a friend. You don't have to see each other. There are friends where I probably see them 3 times a year, but because there's the phone, like I'll text you, I'll call you whenever I feel like it, I'll answer your phone. We stay in touch via the phone. Breaking up with someone you have mutual friends with is quite tough, because you can't expect your mutual friends to choose a side. I expect my friends to choose a side, and depending on what the breakup was about. Like for me, if the breakup is about something that it's irreconcilable, if the breakup is about you sleeping with the guy I'm with, I know for sure I'll never speak to you again. Then I expect my friends to pick a side, because kuzobanzima, guys, there'll be birthday parties and birthday dinners where I can't come because she's there. So now what do? Pick a side? Like, I really, like, it's ridiculous. It sounds ridiculous, but I do expect my friends to pick a side. But if the friendship breakup is about something that could be reconcilable, then I just don't expect anyone to pick a side, but I do remove myself a little bit. So the friends, the mutual friends that we have, then they can decide how they handle it. They can decide to say, if we're having a bride this week, then we're not inviting Amanda, we're inviting the other one, or we're not inviting the other one, we're inviting Amanda. But it's really, really difficult to be in the same space as someone who hurts you. And I do hope that the mutual friends that you have do see you, they see your pain, and in that case then we try to separate events, we separate each other. And if you feel as if they don't want to do that, or they're not doing that, then maybe it would be time to just probably just cut off the group as a friend group and have individual friendships with people. So when I say individual friendships, like cutting off the group, then if someone is having I don't know, like we meet once a month as a group, then because I'm not friends with the group anymore, I don't have to come. But if it's you and me want to meet and you're part of that mutual friend group, then we can meet without, without the noise. Understandable that be times where it's someone's birthday, then obviously the group comes together. It's someone's housewarming, then the group comes together. But those things are like, once or twice a year, you can decide not to go, you can decide to avoid. It's really, really difficult to be around someone that you're not friends with anymore and someone who broke you. Tandega Langa, hi mans, I started watching a channel from a few years back when Alwanda first moved to Durban to start school in Joburg. There are many friends you introduced to us, but when time goes on, they stop appearing on your videos, which I believe friendship ended. My question is, your friendships with them ended for almost the same reasons or different ones? There's a friend I really, really liked. My heart broke when you informed us it ended. Side note, I admire your friendship in a way. I'm not sure who the friend that you liked and whether that when you were heartbroken, the friendship ended. Not everyone you don't see on my channel, guys, means we stop being friends anymore. It just means sometimes that I just don't see them anymore. I think for me, I'm going to tell you this. There'll be people you won't see on my channel, right? It doesn't mean we're not friends anymore. It just means that when I see them, I'm not vlogging, or I just don't see them as often, but I talk to them. What I'm going to say is, though, whoever you don't see at my birthday dinner or birthday lunch, birthday celebration, then you know we're not friends. Just know that we're not friends anymore. So that's all I'm going to say. So I'm not sure, just to answer, I would say all the people that I've introduced to you, just because you don't see them doesn't mean you're not friends anymore. And with that being said, when you say that your question is have your friendship ended for almost the same reasons or different ones, it would be easier to answer those questions if you actually named the people you're talking about. Katu Mavuya, what do you value the most in friendship? I think I would say loyalty. Yeah, in any kind of relationship, loyalty. And for me, it's not even blind loyalty, just loyalty. You want to be able to know for sure. The loyalty I expect is that if there are people in the room gossiping about me and I'm your friend, and you don't shut it down or you don't walk away, because you can't come to me and say that Mang said this about you. Okay, then why do they feel that comfortable saying it to you? So for me, it's things like that where I'm just like, hey, I want that loyalty when I'm not in the, I want to know that when I'm not in the room, my friend got my back. No one can feel comfortable to talk to you about me. The only time people need to talk to you about me is if they're planning a surprise party for me. That's it. That's it. So that's what I value the most for me in friendship. Just loyalty. Tejo Moila. Hi Mandy, what's your take on this? I made some really good friends at work. We are all around the same age, late 20s. They enjoy going out often. At first, I went along with it, though I'm naturally a homebody. It was fun in the beginning, but now I'm honestly feeling a bit drained. Right now, I'm focused on saving money because I'm planning to go to school and will need to fund myself properly. post-grad. I still treat myself monthly, but I've realized that our goals really don't align. I still value the friendship, but I've decided to be more selective with the outings because this girl can't afford to go out every month. How do you keep friendships strong without feeling guilty for saying no more often from an introverted subscriber with extroverted friends? That's a very difficult situation to be in, but I'm very proud of you. Teho, I'm very, very proud of you. And stand on your ground. Your real friends will never have a problem with you saying no to things, you know. Unogwe is building a house, you know, for her children, and for the past 2 years she's been building for the past 2 years. And for the past 2 years my friend was just like, friend, I absolutely cannot be part of frivolous outings. Birthdays I'll show up, you know, but like frivolous things I can't. I'm building a house, so if you want to go out, if you're not offering to pay, I can't, because this is my goal. And as her friend who understands how important it is for her to build a house, I will, got you babe, got you, like fine friend. So whenever then for me I feel like going out and I'm in Durban, I know that it's on me, you know. So for me it's just respecting. When your real friends will always respect your goals. If anything, they'll help you towards your goal. I think that if the friendship is great and it's worth it, talk to them. Your no mustn't just be a no, I don't feel like going out. I think for me, I would talk to my friends and say, listen, I'm saving money to go to do my postgrad, so I'm not going to be able to afford to go outside. Also, I'm an introvert, so I can't really, my social battery runs out quickly. I can't really be going outside a lot. And trust me, if those are your real friends, they're gonna get it. A, whenever they go outside again, they'll probably offer to pay for you. And B, because they will understand you better, then they might actually start doing things that that work for you. So, you know, like I've got introverted friends, so instead of like taking them to the club, then I'm just like, just come to my house and let's chill at my house. But I think the important part is to communicate. I think sometimes we put a lot of expectation on people without communicating to them. We expect people to understand our personalities without talking to them about it. If I were friends with you and when we started being friends, we were going out a lot, and all of a sudden you're saying no, I might take it personally and just be like, oh, you don't want to be friends with me anymore, you don't want to go out with me anymore. And if you sit me down and be like, listen, Mandy, I'm about to go back to school and I need to save money, so I can't be outside. And also, I mean, you can say, friend, I'm an introvert, whatever. Then as your friend, I'm going to be like, okay, cool. Then what do you want me to do? Like, what do you want us to do? Like, if we want to go sip and paint, we will. If you watch my channel, guys, you will know that when I want to groove Chole Mzimbeni crew, those are the people I call. Not to say we don't have a deep relationship. We have a deep connection. Sekonoko and I have a deep connection. But I know that when I want to throw it down and want to groove, those are my girls. When I just want to chill and have a cute cake breakfast, I call Boitumelo Tato. She doesn't drink, so we're just going to have a cute cake breakfast. When I want to, I do have like all-rounder friends as well. But like, it's a matter of knowing which friend to call for what, even though the depth of the relationship is just as big. But I think it's important to know, Guti, I'm not going to, trying to think now, I don't like going to the club. There's no friend of mine has ever asked me to go to the club unless it was their birthday, because they know that Mandy does not like clubbing. But Mandy likes to drink a glass of wine, so there are some friends who'd be like, oh, friend, there's a wine festival. Like, Chole Mzimbeni crew, they're like, there's a wine festival, let's go. So it's just one of those things about, once I know you and I know your financial status and your stance on everything, then it's easier for me. I think sometimes we lose a lot of connections by not communicating. So I would say, if you haven't already, communicate with them, right? This is what I'm doing. This is my plans for the future. And if they're real friends, trust me, it's not going to be a difficult conversation to have. Nomsa, Nomsa, sorry, I can't pronounce your surname. I'm sorry, Nomsa. Hey Mandy, I'm an introvert and I really struggle to make friends. I don't go out a lot. Indoors most of the time. Could you please suggest how I can make friends? Even one would be fine. I think that it would be so much better for me if I knew where your life stage. If you are at work, guys, on my previous vlog, you would have seen, I'm actually exporting it now. You would have seen I'm new at my job. On Friday we had a I'll say like it was a team get together, but we were at an animal rescue place, and I'm new at that job. I'm new, but no, I got there, I sat there. Luckily, I was the first one to get there. I sat there, and I'm just like, oof. And then people started coming in. And then there's this girl who came. Her name is Pam. She's from Durban. So I was just like, whoo, okay. But I didn't know at that time. She came, literally sat straight to me. And also, it helps that, she's also, So she came, she sat next to me, started talking, and bam. Bam. Literally, it was there. Started talking. We found out we've got a lot in common, and got her number off the group, and we've been texting. So it's just that thing, Ogutsi, if you are at work, you're gonna gravitate to the people who look like you, who sound like you, have a lot of in common with you, and try to give those a chance. Not to say that they will always work, but try. If you're at school, still, you don't have to be loud about everything. There is always someone you're gonna gravitate towards, or they gravitate towards you. So try. That's the thing, is it's hard for me to answer this question. If you're a mom, Namsa, I'm sure there's a mommy group you're part of. Whether your child is at school, it's your school's mommy group. There's always that one person that you're gonna connect with. I think it's just about putting yourself out there. Mina, on Friday, when Pam came and sat next to me, I didn't put myself out there, but she came, but her energy was so magnetic. I didn't have a choice but to talk to her, and we literally stuck together the entire day up until she left for the airport. So it's just a matter of, your heart will also tell you if the person is right or not, and listen to your heart, have some discernment, but put yourself out there. Put yourself out there. So that's what I'm saying. If it's work, I promise you, there is someone who looks like you and sounds like you and is like you. If it's at school, it's the same. If you're a mom, find a mommy group. If in that mommy group, there's always that mom who doesn't talk. Or bump into someone, have a chat, conversation, something, but like, maybe also I'm talking from a place of privilege. I don't struggle to talk. I'm an extrovert. So I see here you're an introvert. I'm an extrovert. So talking to people is really not like a big deal for me. Barbie M saying, hey mamas, how do you deal with a friend that always wants to be right, and whenever she/he is reprimanded, they cannot take accountability of their own actions? Instead, all they do is justify their wrongs, when the friend has a problem of always wanting to talk and never listen. To be honest, I think I used to be this friend. I used to be this person, and obviously get growth and doing a lot of work on myself was just like, no man, like, you're not right. You're not always right, even though like half of the time I am. So now guys, I don't mind letting go of friendships, letting go of people, and depending on how old we are, baby, I'd say just let this person go. Like, there's absolutely no way that you're going to be around someone who always wants to talk, never wants to listen. For me, shame, I would listen. I have a nice balance of talking and listen, but I was that person who was always right. What do you mean? I'm always right. But when you lose friends, then sometimes you need to do some introspection. And I started seeing with, okay, cool, maybe this is not the kind of person I need to be. And obviously with growth, I changed. But if this person is not trying to grow, is not trying to change, guys, like, letting go of situations and friendships and relationships, everything is not that difficult. This is a very difficult person to deal with. And ask yourself, why are you still holding on to them? What's so important? What is it? Because sometimes you hold on to people because you've been friends with them for long. So like, what is it that's keeping you there? Box Tats said, don't you ever feel like you're giving most of yourself to your friends and less of yourself to your kids? And if not, please explain how you can balance them. No, I've never felt that way. I don't feel like I give more of myself to my friends and less of my kids. My kids have me. They literally have me. I think I did a vlog like on how I separate my weekends. Friday night it's for my friends, Saturday it's for my kids, Sunday it's for my man. So it's just like, it's just the thing with like dividing my time equally. And also my kids, I live with them, with the exception of Alwande. So I'm always with them. So I've never felt, like I've given myself more to my friends than I do with my kids. And yeah, how I balance it is obviously Monday to Thursday I'm with these damn kids all the time. So yeah, Friday night I go out with my friends. Saturday is strictly for my children. Saturday is strictly for family for me. And then Sunday it's either I'm alone or I'm with a boy. That's how I balance everything out. Guys, as mentioned, I'm not going to read or answer any questions that ask me about other people. So there's a question here now I'm reading, and it's asking me about someone. Weliswa Hlachwako. Hi Mandy, where do you start? What's the conversation like to being having friends? How do you see that you can be friends with someone? I think that it's similar to what I said. You don't start, for me guys, like I saw someone being like, how do you shoot your shot or whatever. It's organic. As mentioned, on Friday I was at a work thing. This girl, she came, sat next to me. She was very nice, very warm, and we just started talking. And I'm open, and that's another thing. I'm open, like, and luckily she was open as well. And we started vibing and started talking. We took each other's numbers from the group, and it was a, hey, did you arrive home safely? It was nice meeting you. And then that's how it starts. That's how it starts. Like, I'm sure tomorrow, being Monday, I'll check in on her. She'll check in on me, because she kept saying, oh my God, I feel so good to have, you know, another in the team. Like, you know, things like that, where it's just like, it needs to flow naturally. We do not, there's absolutely no one I sat with and I said, so are we friends now? Do you want to be my friend? Like, we're not 5 years old anymore. We have normal conversation shit. What's this word I'm looking for? This is what I'm looking for, guys. I just said it, but I don't know. I can't remember the word. But basically, it needs to just flow. It needs to be authentic. It needs to just flow. And if it doesn't, don't force it. What's your other question? How do you see that you can be friends with someone? Their values, their morals, how they were raised, who they are, what they do. Obviously, those things, they count for me. I can meet you today. We can vibe until the cows come home. But if the more I speak to you, the more I'm just like, I doubt we can be friends. Then I'll probably then I know. But for me, it's the things that are important to me. If they are important to you too, then I know for sure that we can be friends. So, Angel. You have 7 questions. Okay, how do you deal with friendship breakups? Okay, there's a lot of questions about friendship breakups. I might have to do 2 parts for this videos, because I see now I'm already doing 30 minutes. There's a lot of questions about friendship breakups. I don't feel bad about friendship breakups. I'm going to be very, very honest with you guys. I do not absolutely feel bad for friendship breakups, because by the time the friendship breakup happens, it didn't catch me by surprise. I think there's only one friendship breakup that caught me by surprise. I spoke about it on my friendship breakups last year, where this friend of mine, we were good. As far as I know, we were good. Till today, I think that we were good. But she had a wedding and she didn't invite me. And we were super close. She didn't invite me to her wedding. And for me, I was just like, well, that came out of nowhere. But clearly she had her reasons, you know. So for me, that's the only friendship breakup in my life that hit me sideways. Outside that, by the time me and said friend break up, I prepared myself. And another thing, I know on this channel I'm always like, cut you off, cut you off, cut you off. I don't wake up and cut people off. I stay, and this includes men as well. I stay, I try to fix, I try to make it work. We have conversations. Like, by the time we break up, trust me, I've done everything that I could possibly do to salvage our relationship. And that's why I never feel bad. And friendship breakups don't affect me as much. Obviously, they affect me because I do be missing that person, or maybe that person, our children were friends, and now my child is asking about that person. That affects me in a way. But I'm never as, when I watch and I listen to friendship breakup conversations on like TikTok and stuff, I'm just like, oh, I've never experienced that, because by the time we break up, trust me, baby, I've done everything on my part to save our friendship, and it just didn't work out, and I had let go. Like, there's absolutely no one in my life I woke up and decided to cut. It's a process. It's a long time coming, and by the time it comes, I've already told myself that it's okay. It's not worth it anymore. Angel, what's the one lesson a broken friendship taught you that still shapes how you connect with people today? Oof, that's a tough question. I'd like to circle back to this question, because I don't allow things that happen to me to shape how I live my life. I've been heartbroken before, but I still believe in love, you know. Men have fucked me over before, but I still will give every man I meet a chance, you know. So it's like with friends as well, even with friends, with the breakups, as sad as it is, I'm not going to stop making friends with new people just because of that. So I don't know how to answer this question. If I think of something, I'll circle back. Question number 3, how do you stay grounded in who you are when friendships around you shift with fame or time? I don't have famous friends, and I'm not famous as well, so I've really never had to deal with this. But with the time, I guess it's cooler, you know, and you know, I have lost friends along the way who were not growing up at the same way that I would expect them to be. You know, there are some people who I've had to let go of a friend who's always with me, you know. On this channel, when we started, I was crying all the time. I was going through the most. I still cry now and then, but I was going through the absolute most at that time. But that was 3-4 years ago. Now imagine if 4 years later I'm still crying, going through the most, like you know, when just like how life when doesn't get better for you, or even if like, okay, cool, I get it that life sometimes really doesn't get better, but there are some people who like being miserable. They like sitting in their misery, and they like it because then, you know, they get the attention that they need. So there was a friend that I had to let go because I realized that she just wasn't growing, and she liked sitting in her misery. And for me, it was affecting me quite emotionally because I was there all the time. And for me, I was just like, come on, friend, like in a year, there's not even one thing that's happened in your life like that's worth us talking about. That's good, you know. It's always like, oh, this person did this to me, oh, this person did this to me, oh, and then this person did this to me. Like, it's draining. And for me, then I was just like, okay, there's no growth in, like, as you're saying, Woodsy, you know, it didn't shift with time. Like, life didn't shift for you with time. So I once again, I don't mind letting go of people. Angel, still, have you ever felt like you were more invested in a friendship than the other person, and how did you handle it? I did feel like what? We're still in each other's lives, but it's just that we're not as, sorry, I'm looking for my Vaseline. We are still in each other's lives, but it's just that, you know, we don't talk every day anymore. We're not as close anymore. But yeah, I did. And you know, when you feel like I'm the one who's always inviting you out, I'm the one who's just like, okay, cool, come to my house, I'm gonna cook. I'm the one who's just like, are you okay? Let's go out for breakfast. I'm the one. When there's not one time where you're just like there's a friend where I'm just like, I don't even know what inside of your house looks like. There's not one time where you invited me out for anything, you know? Not one time where you're just like, okay, come to my house, let me cook. And I was just like, it seems like I'm way more invested in this. And if you're not ready or willing for me to see the other side of you and connect with you in that way, then I can't always be the one making plans. I can't always be the one checking up first. I can't always be the one who's just like in your space. And I think as the friendships, I was just like, I didn't cut it off. We still talk, but like I see you. I actually just see you, stay there. There's no beef, nothing, but it's just a matter of Fukuti. I can't be the only one invested. And guys, like, it's not always about going outside to a restaurant. You guys have seen me on this vlog. My friends come over and I cook for them. I sometimes go to my friend's house and they cook, you know. So it's just a matter of Fukuti. It's not about money. So it's definitely not about money. So I've just way more invested. So stay there. I'll stay here. Reciprocation is very important for me. Reciprocate. Yeah. To answer also that question that we had when I spoke about loyalty, reciprocation is very important. That's what I value the most, you know. Friendships, any relationships, guys, get in it. So when you're the one who's just like pouring and then nothing comes back to you, it's just like, what are we doing? Number 5, phew, Angel, you came in hot. How do you deal with silent fallouts when friends drift away without closure? I'm actually going through that right now. Actually going through right now with a friend where it's just like silent, we just drifting apart silently. I allow it. And because there's love there, if a message comes through, a call comes through, if I'm thinking about you, I'll reach out. But I allow it. Like, I don't think that they are I can always say this to my friends, guys, even when it comes to relationship. And I think maybe that's why, like, I'm not like much of a big person when it comes to marriage. I have 10,000 reasons why I don't want to get married, but I think I always drop one or two in my videos. But one of the reasons why I don't care for marriage is because I don't believe anything is supposed to be forever. You know, I don't, yeah, I don't think that I believe we're here to experience people. We're here to love people and be loved and just like have a good time. So for me, then, if we are, marriage is supposed to be forever, and for me, I'm just like, oh my god, you telling me that if I get married now at 36, I'm supposed to spend my rest of my life with one person? I can't. I'm not saying it's bad. Before y'all attack me, for me, I can't. So it's the same as friendships. But the reason why I don't have a problem with letting people go, or when people let me go, is that I truly believe that we are here to experience each other. We are here to just like love each other and have fun with each other and grow together. But when it comes a time when it's done, and it's okay. Like, it's really, really okay. So when you are in a situation where the friendship is slowly drifting apart, for me, I just let it. I allow it. And if we're meant to be, no, I don't want to say if we're meant to be, because I don't reconcile with people. All my friends, actually, the friends I have now, I would love for them to be in my life for the rest of my life. But if they're not, it's okay. Like, it's actually okay. We're here to experience each other. We're here to teach each other's lessons. I'm here to love you in a way that you probably didn't know that you could be loved, and vice versa. The way my friends love me, they love me in a way where I'm sometimes just like, I did not know that I could, or I was worthy or deserving to be loved the way that my friends love me. So yeah, not everyone is here to be in your life for the rest of your life. And I don't have any beef with the people who leave, or the people I leave. Let me not lie, sometimes I do have beef. And then your last question, what's your best advice for someone who gives deeply in friendships but often ends up feeling unappreciated or replaced? Angel, everything that you give to other people, give to yourself first. Everything that you are willing to give to friendships, to relationships, to whatever it is, give it to yourself first. And when you give it to yourself, you will attract the right people. You will attract, I feel like I'm recording on slow motion. Slow motion, thank God. Am I recording in slow motion now? Okay. Yes, Angel. Everything that I think that sometimes we overgive to people because we like it, like we are overcompensating and we want them to love us, and we people pleasers. But I think I've learned with me that everything that I have given to friendships, I need to give to myself first. And once you give to yourself, you will attract the right people. You will attract the people who see you the way you see yourself. So I think that it's very, very important for you, my baby, to please, even if it means for a good 6 months to a year you don't have any friends, take care of yourself, see yourself. The love that you give so freely, you deserve it, and you need to give it to yourself. The time that you spent on your friends, spend it with yourself. The gifts, the money, the efforts that you spend on them, do it for yourself first. And trust me, the right people you will attract the right people who will want the same for you that you have for yourself. I hope that makes sense. Nsako Maluleka. Hey Mandy, when you and your friends are outside or eating at a restaurant, when it's time to pay, do you split the bill, or does each friend pay for the bill separately according to what they've ordered, or one friend pays? Definitely not one friend pays. Hell no. Hell no. So what happens is we probably just split it. Like, let's say there's 4 of us. You just split it in 4. My friends and I eat the same things and we drink the same things, and then we just split it. And then obviously putting in mind that I have friends who don't drink, but Waitumele Tato doesn't drink, but Waitumele Tato likes a slice of cake. So if we're out, then we have a main course together, then she has a slice of cake and I have a glass of wine. Those are equivalent to the same amount, you know what I mean? So a glass of wine at a restaurant is like what, 50, 60 rand, 75 rand. A slice of cake is how much? 50, 60 rand. So it's a matter of, then we will split the bill. But if I go out with Boitumene Tato and she has a slice of cake and I have a bottle of wine, then my baby, I'm paying for my own wine. It's unfair to expect to split with someone who didn't have that much. Luckily, I don't have friends who are like, oh, we're drinking Verve today, you know? Like, I don't have friends who pop champagne. If you ever see any of these vlogs, anybody drinking like a Verve or whatever, just know a man is paying. Just know there's a man who's paying. So my friends and I, we order a cheap bottle of wine, we split it in half. When I go out with Kunyisa doesn't drink, but Kunyisa loves her habli. And sometimes a habli costs, if not sometimes, a habli costs the same amount as a bottle of wine. So we're going to split that bill. So for me, my friends and I, we always split the bill in half. Like, if there's 4 of us, we split it in 4. Unless if Gampela, you ordered something so drastic, which never really happens. But yeah, we split it, but there's never a point where one person pays for everybody. Hell no. But then yeah, if we go out for, like, let's say it's my birthday, like on my birthday we had a party, but the following day Jolim and mimicry took me out. Well, they didn't take me out. I was just like, guys, we need to go out. We went out. They paid because it was my birthday. So for birthdays, obviously the birthday girl never touches the bill. We don't expect you to do anything. So it's just like, it's a matter of having those conversations. But if all else fails, if you're asking because you don't know how to navigate that part of your friendship, pay for what you ate and what you drank. Aslang man. Mali, slang. Bansi wire ganjo. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing. How do you deal with a friend who's copying everything that you do? Hairstyle, the dressing, spectacles, to an extent that people confuse you for her. I can't talk much about this. I lost a friend because I bought the same couch as she did. No, but let's be for real. I didn't lose my friend because I bought the same couch. I think for her that was a nail in the coffin, where she was just like, I found something I can hold you on, you know. This one is tricky. I've seen it a lot. It's such a thin line between we're friends, we're gonna inspire each other. I like it when my friends buy the same things that I buy, because you're trying to tell me that you like my taste that much. You're trying to tell me that she's in the style, and you someone I say it's such a, I put my friends in such high pedestal. So when they be like, oh, remember your dress is nice, where is it from? I'm like, girl, Mr. Price, if you go today, you're gonna get a discount. If you, says I'm one of those people where I like it when my friends buy the same things as me. I've never had a friend where I felt like they try to copy me. I mean, they try to copy my style or anything. If anything, I'm the first one to just be like, yeah, go to Mr. Price right now, it's on sale. But that's what I'm saying, there's a thin line between we're twins, we're friends, we have the same taste, that's why we're friends, we have a lot in common. There's a thin line between that and also then, okay, now you just want my life. I have never experienced a friend where I felt like wanting my life in that way. I don't know how I would deal with that. For me, it excites me when my friends buy the same things as me, because it's just like, hey twin. But I know that there's a bigger conversations, because I've seen that conversation, just that unfortunately I'm not one to answer this because I don't relate. I've never experienced that. And yeah, I'm sorry. Sibs says, what do you do if your man doesn't want you to have male friends or continue your friendships with men? I put my male friends on ice. I think that the nice thing about male friends is that they get it. Now, but they don't want their girlfriends to have male friends. I think that when we have an honest conversation, men know each other and they get it. Now, when my male friends are in serious relationships, they put me on ice, you know, and I don't mind, because I know as a girl, I don't mind personally. I don't mind my man having female friends. If anything, I would prefer for my man to have female friends, because, you know, as girls, sometimes I sit with my guy friends and I'm just like, show me the text you sent to her. Then he shows me the text he sent to his girlfriend, and I'm just like, are you fucking mad? Why would you say this to your girlfriend? You know, I put like some sense into them, and that's why for me, I want my man to have female friends, to drill some sense into him whenever he's ngadagwa. But with that being said, there have been some friendships that I've been uncomfortable with when it comes to my man, and I'll express it and then put her on ice, bro. Just put on ice. My guy friends put me on ice. If my guy friends, their girlfriend, not even if, once my guy friend's girlfriend is just like, I guess she'll get Amanda. And then my guy friend is just like, hey, Chomi, you know, manje, upalesa, uti 1, 2, 3. I'll be like, friend, it's fine. Call me when the relationship is done. Oh, that sounds like a mean girl. Oh, that sounds so mean. But history has shown that the relationship will be done. So yeah, if my man had a problem with me having guy friends, I'll tell my guy friends, and then I just put them on ice until the relationship is done, and then, hey friend! And then Ayanda Zulu says, can you please cover on how much do you spend on a birthday gift, or do you have a specific amount that you all communicate about prior as friends, or depend on affordability? Depends on affordability. The most I've ever spent on a friend would probably be like, what, I don't know, like $2,000 maybe, and it was hair. But I don't think about it those way. For me, it's just about affordability. You guys, when I unbox my birthday gifts here, y'all know I've got rich friends, and sometimes I can't afford to give them back what they gift me. So we don't have those conversations. It really depends on affordability. I mean, I'm such a give me what you can, and even if you don't have a tangible gift, I appreciate like acts of service. My love language is acts of service. Do something for me. Come to my house, cook for me. Like those things. But honestly, if we're talking about monetary value, please, it depends on affordability. Simam Kele Lengisi says, what are your thoughts on rekindling friendships? Is it possible for things to really go back to how they were before falling out? For me, my experience, no. It's a big no from me. I do not believe in rekindling anything. Romantic relationships, friendships, anything. I've tried before, it just didn't work out, because always think about, why did we break up in the first place, If I guess it was like a stupid misunderstanding that we just maybe didn't get a chance to speak on, then yeah, sure. But if it was something really, really, really big and tangible, so as mentioned earlier, because I don't just wake up and break up with people and break up with friends, so by the time we break up, a lot has happened and I've addressed it, and this and this and this and this, so by the time we break up, I'm good on you. So I don't do the rekindling shit. I don't spin the block. No, not with friends. It's just, even with men, like I want to talk, obviously, because I went back to original rappelling, but nakona, like, I know that's never going to be the same. It's never the same. It's actually just never the same. So I just protect myself from that heartbreak. But no, because I'll never look at you the same. I'll never, like, unless it was a small and a misunderstanding that we just didn't get an opportunity to talk to speak on. Outside that, Obakeng Mashiane, what are your boundaries in friendships that you personally feel like should not be crossed? Obviously, my relationship, and my children. My children, my family. That's very, very important. My children are important to me, and I will always protect them in every possible way. So unless I ask for your help, I don't think you should ever feel the need to, insert yourself in my children's lives. My relationship with my significant other, unless, and I'll never ask for your help. I'm not the type of girl who's just like, oh, I deal with my own. I mean, like, if I need to say something to my man, I'm going to say, there's not one point where I'm just like, no, I'm going to find another phone and I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to talk, If I had to find out that one of my friends is talking to my man about me, and you're talking to him about me, the only time my friend is allowed to talk to my man is if A, she can't get a hold of me, and B, she's planning a surprise party for me. Outside that, So yeah, my children, most definitely my children. Unless I explicitly ask you for help with them, don't insert yourself in my children's life. And yeah, the person I'm dating, do not insert yourself. If me and him are fighting, even if I met him through you, just don't. Tash Mguni, hey Mandy, do you communicate every single day with your friends? How do you maintain communication? Because that's what I'm struggling with. I did address that a bit earlier on, but absolutely no way. I feel like talking to someone every day is unsustainable. The only person I speak to I don't even speak to my kids every day. Well, I guess I speak to Milani because she's here, but I only speak to Alwande every day. Like, I think Alwande and I speak every second day. The only person I guess I speak to every day is the person I'm dating. No, I think it's just unsustainable to speak to someone every day. Like, not a person I'm dating now, I'm going to stuff it, like, because do we have to talk every day? The only person I talk to every day is my boss, and I've got it because I have to. But yeah, like the communication part, I think I've answered that. Just make time. Just make time. Zanentombela, hey man, this is out of topic. Kodwa ngicela ukubuza, what does the name Milani mean? Zanentombela, I assume you're Zulu, because even though your question is typed out in Zulu, I always say this to Zulu people when they say to me, what does Milani mean? I say it slowly. Milani. Milani. Kulani. Grow. Like, plant that seed and grow. That's what Milani means. Like, every time a Zulu person asks me what does Milani mean, say it with me now. Say it slowly with me now. Milani. Milani. Kulani man. You know, andani. Like Milani. I hope that makes sense. Tandwa Lucia says, hey Mandy, what's your biggest fear in friendship? My biggest fear in friendship is everything that I tell you in confidence being told to everyone else. You know, as much as I'm very open on this channel, but obviously, like, my life is my life. Like, there are certain things that my friends know that you guys will never know. And then if that had to come out, I know how I would deal with it. But like, my biggest fear, yeah, it's betrayal, in the sense of not being protected and I've experienced that, where this friend, we fought, and then she went to everybody and told them my business. And luckily the people she told my business to came back and told me. So for me, it's just like that thing, oh, that's who you are. Okay, so yeah, for me, I think it's just, my biggest fear is everything that I tell you in confidence, you spreading it out to everybody who's willing to listen, because you're trying to get back at me because you're mad, you know. Boichepo, hey Mandy, how can I navigate my friendship with my friend who is in an abusive relationship and doesn't want to leave the guy? Don't leave her. Okay, this is difficult. I've obviously been in an abusive relationship, and the thing about being in an abusive relationship is that the abuser will isolate you from your friends. That's their first step, is to isolate you. And once they isolate you, it's easy for them to abuse you in peace. And I remember a lot of my friends let our friendship go when I was, you know, going through my abuse situation with my ex, and understandably so at this point, because, you know, I wasn't leaving him. I didn't leave him. I left him for other reasons. I didn't leave him because he was, you know, abusive. But in hindsight now, I understand that it also, being with a friend who's in an abusive relationship also puts your life in danger, you know. Not only just your life, but also your emotions, because it's draining. It's draining. It's very painful to watch your friend black and blue. But I think for me, it's selfish coming from me, and also maybe I'm coming from a place of, because I was the victim. My friends left me, as mentioned, and, you know, they, you know, just abandoned, not say abandoned, I guess they were protecting themselves from whatever, but like, don't leave her unless your life is in danger, because abusers are abusers. So bulala when, you know, before he kills her. So unless your life is in danger, I would say, you know, stay if you can. I may not be in a physically abusive relationship now, but like, there are some situations I've been in where I keep talking to my friends about the same damn thing, which this man is doing the same damn thing to me, and they're still my friends. You know, I think friendship sometimes is about just letting your friend vent and vent and vent, but I think with abuse it's a bit different, because her life depends on it. But the thing about that is that she's not going to leave until she's ready to leave. And when she is ready to leave, I hope that, you know, she does have a soft landing. I do hope that she's got space and a friend to get her. But with that being said, if her being in an abusive relationship affects you to a point where it threatens your life, then remove yourself. And then when she is done with that relationship, I hope that you still have the heart for her, you know. But this one is really, really, it's tricky and triggering. Washa K, Hey Mandy, I've been following you for a while and I really admire the friendships you've built and the genuine bond you share with your sister. It's beautiful and inspiring to see. I've had a tough time recently having moved to Vietnam and feeling disconnected from a lot of people back home in South Africa. I struggled with my job situation and friendships weren't really going well, which made me realize that I didn't have the kind of friends I thought I did. I'm shy, introverted and reserved, and sometimes my resting bitch face makes me feel unapproachable. I'm really longing for genuine friendships, but I don't know where to start. How do you put yourself out there to make new friendships, enjoy life again? Any advice of navigating that when you feel like you're starting from scratch? I think that I did answer that earlier on. Your body, your soul, your heart will always gravitate towards someone. So since you are in a different country, I know there's not a lot of black people in Vietnam, but like, Mobona black girl, let on, it is really, really difficult to put yourself out there. And for me, I speak from a place of privilege because I've never really had to put myself out there. I've always been someone who've had friends, from Nogwe to Ayanda. Those are my two longest, friendships. And I'm talkative, so it's easy for me to be in a workspace and make a friend just by conversations. Or it's easy for me to draw people to me because I talk a lot. But if you're introverted, that makes it 10 times harder. But I do hope that you already picked up on what I said in the previous, when the other lady asked the same question. Kitso Nduli, hey Kitso's so kind, guys. Kitso always gives me money, like Kitso. And also what I noticed about Kitso, I don't comment on other YouTubers, but I watch them. She also sends other YouTubers money as well. So God bless your heart, Makwande. Do you believe in clearing up misunderstandings and weird, offish behavior, or are you of the opinion that people know what they're doing and therefore should be cut with no explanation? No. I have a mouth. I have a mouth, and it's so easy for people to misunderstand me. So I would cry if someone cut me off just because they picked up some weird behavior from me. I would like to be confronted about it, and I would like for the other person to give me an opportunity to speak up, whether it's apologizing or clearing what it is that I meant, what it is that I said. And I'm also like that with other people as well. I do believe that people know what they're doing, but guys, sometimes I feel like we need to give some people grace. But on a couple of vlogs ago, when I was talking about my relationship with incoming Rekindling, and I said because I broke up with him because he gave me the silent treatment, someone was just like, no, we need to give people grace. Maybe that's all he knows or whatever. And I agree with that. But if how your reaction to me is a trigger, for me silence treatment is abuse and it's a trigger, so I'm not going to give you grace about something that for me it's a boundary that I've set. But goodness, in a way, just like you might have felt weird about a situation, but if you ask me about it, actually wasn't that bad. Or goodness, in a way, we just like no, that's a boundary. You said something off, you pissed me off, or you did something. I think with the saying, I always try to give people a chance because I have verbal diarrhea as well. Sometimes I just talk like. For me, like I've asked someone, but why are you wearing that? Do you like it? My friends get it, but someone else might be like, yo, Amanda's rude. Now imagine if someone cut me off because of that, even though I didn't mean it in a rude way. It's just like the way I said it. But then if you bring something to me and you said, I don't like the way you said 1, 2, 3, then I'm like, oh shit, like you give him an opportunity to apologize and explain myself. So I don't believe in cutting people off just because of a misunderstanding. I believe in clearing up the misunderstanding, but now if that thing becomes a pattern, then we cut you off. Because you know what you're doing, you know what you're saying, because I've told you how it makes me feel and you continue doing it. So it's just a thing with the one time, but if it continues, then no, that's it, Cindy, hi sis, how are you able to keep Priscilla, my housekeeper, when moving places, meaning her being able to still come to wherever you are? I'm still moving in and around Joburg, and Priscilla lives in Hillbrow, and when you live in downtown Josie, you go to MTN Rank, and it's one taxi, like Rudaport was one taxi away. I'm in North Riding now, one taxi away. I'm moving to Sandton soon. it's still gonna be one taxi away. I'm still in Joburg. It's easier. Caroline Okubi, hi man, did you keep friends with benefits and why? No. I mean, guys, either I love you or I don't. I don't have a gray area. There's no gray area for me. For me, life is black or white. So I can't keep you because I'm benefiting from you, you know? So yeah, it's either I love you or I don't. Like, I don't care what I'm benefiting from you. If I don't like you, I'm not going to keep you around. If I don't like you, I'm not going to keep you around. You can come with the biggest benefits if I don't like you. I don't know how to pretend. I feel like you would need to know how to pretend if you're keeping people friends for benefits. Also, Caroline, when you say friends with benefits, what kind of benefits are we talking about? Do you mean like, or just like a friend, the benefit is that they've got money, or the benefit is that they know people? What benefits are we talking? Because if it's, yeah, I'll keep a few of those. Adeline says, if you wrote a tell-all book, what would most of your friends agree should be an important chapter to add in your life? Can we circle back? And the last one from Kabonina. This is the last one on the YouTube community. Kabonina says, hello Amanda. Mina, at first I was scared of on your behalf because you have lots of friends and I was seeing the way you value them so much, and I was young bazomchikela, but girl, now that I see you are sewing, girl, loku bowchala ngiyakubona, you have matured friends. I really do. And I'm so glad this is the last question. This is the last question. I know I said I'm going to make it one part, but it's too long, so the Instagram one will be different. I have mature friends, I've got great friends, but it didn't just come here. My friends and I fight. I think I mentioned earlier there was a point where Nogwe and I didn't speak for a year. But, you know, we always think about, you know, the love and the maturity, and also like consider like what are we fighting about really. But I really do have mature friends. I have amazing friends. Literally, God bless me with the most amazing friends. And I think that the reason why I have amazing friends, not to toot my own horn, is because I am a good friend. One thing about me, actually, going back to Adeline's question, if I wrote a book, what would most of my friends agree about? Amanda shows up. One thing about me, guys, I show up. I pride myself in showing up. And I know this because of how my friends show up for me. For the longest time, you know, I always feel like, oh, I'm so unlovable. I think my birthday party this year made me realize how loved I am. For my birthdays, I always throw a party, you know, like for myself, and I pay for people. This year was the first time where Tato was just like, okay, cool, this is what Amanda wants. Who's contributing what and who's contributing, and everybody came to the party. I've thrown friend surprise parties before, and by the time the party happens, you're so pissed off because there was so much drama around the party, because this person didn't feel like she wants to pay for this person felt like, oh, it's too expensive, this person felt like this. And knowing that my party happened seamlessly, nobody complained about spending money, showing up, and nobody complained. And for me, I was just like, oh my God, y'all actually really just love me. I've always thrown birthday parties for myself, and I pay for everyone because I just want people to come. And this year, it taught me that, I guess it's always been there, but this year it's such an eye-opener for me. But these people love me for existing. They love me, they show up for me. And yeah, but with that being said, it hasn't always been like this. But I think that what helps it be like this is because I am that friend. One thing about me, guys, I'll show up. I show up. If I can't show up for you physically, because there are times where a friend will need me and I can't be there. Me, Nasa Amanda, you know, I can't physically be there. I'll show up financially. I'll show up. My love language, whether it's the one I like or the one I give, acts of service. I'll always show up, and that's why for me it's very disheartening to have people in my life who don't show up to the capacity that they have. And that's why for me, I'll cut you off. Like, I don't mind cutting people. If you don't show up for me, I'll cut you off. But yes, I do have mature friends. I have amazing friends, and the reason why I have amazing friends is because I'm an amazing friend. Okay, but anyways, guys, let's shut part 1 down here. I'm done with all the YouTube questions. I'm actually going to delete this now because I don't want you guys to send more questions when I'm done shooting this part. So I've just deleted that post. I'm now going to take a quick 10-minute break. I'm going to come back and I'm going to shoot for Instagram part 2. I think Instagram will probably be 30 minutes because most of the questions there, I think they're the same as this one. I'll see you guys in part 2.